In this video, I'll show you how to edit videos with engaging captions in CapCut without sweat and tears by showing you all the tricks that I know. And believe me, there are plenty available in CapCut to save you hours spent in editing because I know that you are a busy person. Hi, my name is Kate and I'm a content creator specializing in smartphone videography and content creation. This tutorial is the first one in the series about captions, so stay tuned for more tutorials to come. This tutorial will be demonstrating how to create captions on the desktop version of CapCut, but all of the functions that we will be using today are also available on the mobile version of CapCut. I personally love using desktop version of CapCut because I find it being faster to edit on a desktop versus on your smartphone, just because you can use hotkeys on your computer and also select multiple layers at the same time and move them simultaneously. And the coolest thing is that you can back up your projects to the cloud and access them from any device that you have, being your smartphone, tablet, or your computer. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. If you have not already, go ahead and download CapCut on your computer. There is a download link in the description under this video. CapCut is available on both Mac and PC, and it will automatically detect which system you're using. So just hit download button and let's open it. When you open CapCut, you'll first see the main menu with the projects. If you already created them previously, yours might look empty if it's your first time using the program. And from here, let's tap on plus new project to create a new project. And here is the main program interface. So here is the main timeline where we will be making all of our edits. This is the area where you drag and drop your files. And from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and select the file from our desktop and drag it into either import, or you can drag and drop it directly into the timeline area. The two options work fine. We just imported a vertical video, which is a default format for Instagram Reels, for TikToks, for YouTube Shorts, but sometimes you'll have a landscape video that's the way your camera would record it. So let me show you how to go about it. Let's first undo what we just did, which was dragging the video into the timeline. To do that, go ahead and press on this left arrow button. You can also do it by using combination of keys, Control Z or Command Z on your Mac. And let's import the landscape video right here that I have on my desktop. You'll see that the aspect ratio changes automatically, and to change it back into the vertical format that we want, let's go ahead and select 9:16. From here, you see that the video stayed in horizontal format, so we need to fix it by rotating the video and then scaling it. To do that, we can use it either a scale bar, so just increase the scale, or what you can do, we can also drag it by one of the corners, and this way you'll feel like it almost like magnetically snaps to the size. This is a talking head video that I was filming myself, so that means that I just pressed the record button on my camera and kept going, and when I was making mistakes, I would not restart the camera, so it was one long take. That means that I need to get rid of all the pauses, all the mistakes, and things like that. And CapCut actually offers an amazing function that is called Fer Words, so let's just go ahead and you'll see that it's just magic. To do that, just right click with your mouse on your clip, or in my case, I'm not using a mouse, I'm using a trackpad. I'm just gonna tap with my two fingers on the clip, and you'll see a bunch of options appear like copy, cut, delete, split scene, edit, and remove filler words. That's exactly what we need. This feature is available for pro version users, but I think it's really worth it, and I've been using it myself since I introduced the pro version because it comes with so many other really amazing features that's gonna really save time for you and just take your videos to the next level, just believe me. You can also do a similar job manually and get rid of the filler words and pre-cut your videos, but this is just so much faster and easier. Now on the right hand side, you see that it automatically pre-selects some of the pauses and the things that needs to be removed, and I myself just gonna go through quickly and scan that these are actually the pauses and the filler words that I want to be removed. And let's say here, I think everything looks great. Okay, I'm happy with that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tap on delete. But before that, there's an option to create a compound clip. I myself don't really recommend doing that, at least for my needs. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna create one clip out of all the cuts that we just made. And I myself don't want that, but sometimes you might find it handy. So I'm just gonna tap on delete. and you'll see that your video is going to be already pre-cut for you. Now I'm just going to go ahead and watch the video again and get rid of some parts that I don't want or some takes that did not work out, because how I normally make my videos, I record each sentence or each paragraph a few times because I make mistakes, and when I'm happy with the paragraph or the sentence, I go ahead and skip to the next one. So I know that the last take is the best, so I just gonna delete the takes that were before each of these takes. So let's do that. Just tap somewhere on your timeline, and while still holding the mouse or trackpad, drag it to the left and let it go, and then press delete. That's it. I'm just gonna import the already pre-cut clip that I did before. And now we're ready to use one of my favorite features of CapCut, which is auto captions. Just watch this magic happen. Go to text, auto captions, and select the language of the video, which for myself is English, but it's awesome that CapCut also supports other languages like Chinese, Dutch, French, German, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Portuguese, and many more. And you can also clear current subtitles if you previously created them, which is super handy as well. But since we don't have any captions already created, we're just gonna skip it and hit create, and we'll just wait. And that's it. This literally took like, what, 10 seconds? You'll see that there is a new layer created, which is labeled as T. And in order to be able to better see it, I recommend expanding your timeline a little bit. How you can do it, you can either go ahead and use the magnifying glass with plus sign on the right hand side and just tap on it. Or what you can also do, you can either drag with your two fingers on your trackpad like myself and just drag it inwards or outwards. Or the third option is to use Control or Command plus or minus. Here we go. So I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger to better see what is happening and make more precise changes. So you see, each of these red little rectangles correspond to the line in your captions. And from here, what I like to do is just to go over all of the captions created and just make sure everything is correct, because sometimes it misspells the names, or in my case, since English is not my first language, sometimes I guess my pronunciation is not the best, but normally it's not the issue, but I still like to just double check everything. So to do that, you can just either go one by one, or there's a better way to do it. Just go to captions on the top right corner, and you can batch edit your captions actually. So you just go ahead and go through them and just make sure everything is correct. It looks good to me. You can either delete the whole line altogether if you don't want it. Sometimes it's very handy because I often don't want to have captions on some parts of my video, so I'll just get rid of them in here. Let's undo it. So I'll press Command Z or this arrow on the left hand side. You can also add a new line for your captions if needed, but we don't want that, so let's delete it. In here, there is another super cool feature, which is find and replace, and it can save you so much time. So let's say CapCut thought that my name is spelled without E, which actually happens all the time in real life. People think that I'm Kat, not Kate, especially Starbucks people. And I'm just gonna go ahead and type Kat, and I want it to be replaced with Kate. So instead of doing it manually in every single line, CapCut will do it automatically for me. So I'll just hit replace all, but it's not the case in this video, so let's just cancel it. Let's now move on to the most fun part of creating captions, in my humble opinion, which is actually changing the design and how the captions look in your video. So let's go ahead and tap on the text tab. And in here, you can see that you can also modify your captions. You can delete certain words, you can add words, you can delete the whole line altogether. But I personally prefer doing it through the Captions tab, just because it will save you so much time if you do it using a batch method. So let's come back to text. And in here, there's a bunch of settings that you can change, and we'll go one by one through them. But one thing that I want to mention beforehand, and this is super handy feature in CapCut, is apply to all feature. So what it means is that if you leave it on, which is on by default, is that whatever changes you will be making will be applied to all of the captions, all of the lines in the whole video. If you turn it off, whatever changes that you will be making right now will be only applied to the caption, to the line that is selected currently. So I'm just gonna turn it on. I'm gonna tap on it. Here you can change the color of your captions. You can select the one that you like, or if you have a code, for example, you have a brand color that you want to use in your videos to stay consistent, you can input it right here. You can increase or decrease the spacing between the characters, the letters, or between the lines. If there are two lines in one caption, for example, like here, you can increase the spacing between the lines. Let's go back to 0. You can change the alignment of the captions, so they're aligned to the left, in the middle, right, and things like that. You can change the preset, which is also sometimes super handy if you don't want to spend too much time thinking about color combinations. This is already pre-done for you. I love using this retro kind of Quentin Tarantino style of the captions. Different options available here, and you can change the scale. The uniform scale is on by default. If you turn it off, you'll be able to manipulate the width and the length of the letters. Let's come back. You can change the positioning for here if you want it to be more precise, or myself, I just prefer just tapping on the line itself and moving it the way I like. Here's the alignment. For example, if I move this text on top of this one and I turn off apply to all, and then I'll just move this to the bottom, and when I select both of the lines and select align to left, middle, the lines will be aligned. It doesn't really make sense in captions because, well, you'll not really do it, but let's say you have a bunch of lines of text, you have a list in your video and you don't want to move each line separately manually and just guesstimate where it's the alignment on the left. You just hit this button and your lines will be aligned to left or right or the middle. You can also change the opacity of each of the lines. You can change the stroke colors. You can actually get rid of the stroke. Stroke is actually super handy for the cases like this, where the background is actually has pattern and you cannot really detect what's the text is if you don't use strokes. So it's good to have it in this case. You can also select the background like this or like this, change the color of the background, change the opacity of the background. You can round the background, you can increase its height, its width, and a bunch of other settings, which is actually pretty awesome, so that you can create your very custom captions. Let's turn it off. You can increase the glow, range of the glow, change the color. You can select the shadow, also change the color, opacity, blurriness, distance, angle. Just play with it because, again, there's so many amazing options in here. Let's quickly come back to the fonts. If you tap on it, you'll see that there is a million different fonts available for literally any taste. But what I love about CapCut is that it has a commercial font gallery, which is so handy because normally most of the fonts are free for personal use only, and for a lot of fonts you'll actually have to pay, and it's illegal to use them without permission of the author, of the owner. So CapCut took care of that, and it has a commercial font library available for you if you're monetizing your videos or making videos for your business. Another thing that I love, that you can also import your own fonts. Let's say, again, like the same with the color. If you have a brand font, you can import it into CapCut, or if you just have the font that you really love and it's not available in here, you can import it. Let me show you how to do it. There are two websites where I love getting free fonts. The first one being the font library. And the other one is 1001 fonts. In both of the website, you can filter the fonts to only show the ones that are free for commercial use, and that's what I'm gonna do because I just prefer to use free fonts in case one day I just forget that it was not free for commercial use and I use it and just get in trouble. So, you know, I like to make sure that it's free. And here you can type the text to preview how it's gonna look like. My name is Kate. And I want actually bold font because they're viewed the best in captions. I want filter it by popularity, and let's see which one I want to download. Well, I like this one, so let's go ahead and download it. And I open on my Mac on the right hand side. On the top right hand side there is an arrow, and I'm just gonna tap on it. I'm gonna open it and click install. And I don't think I want all of them, so I don't want the italic ones. I'm just gonna do this one as well, and just any fonts that you want. Now they should be automatically uploaded to CapCut, but I just want to make sure, and I'm gonna restart my CapCut. So I'm gonna close the project and I'm gonna close the CapCut and I'm gonna open it again. I'm gonna tap on font, and here I'm actually gonna minimize presets because that's not where it's gonna show up, and it should be under system fonts. Here you go. Here is the font that we just used, and I'm gonna select it right here. Another thing that I love about CapCut is that you can use keyframes for some of the settings of the fonts. So what is a keyframe? Just a refresher. So keyframe is pretty much a pin of a certain setting. The best way to explain it is to actually demonstrate it on the example. So let's select the first line, the first caption, and I want it to actually appear little by little instead of just popping on the screen right away. So I want to decrease the opacity at the very beginning, and I'm gonna select this little diamond shape in here to pin its position. So it means that at the very beginning it's 0, the opacity is 0, and then at the middle of the caption it will become 100%. So it's gonna appear from completely transparent into 100% opacity. So let's watch it. And you see the second keyframe, the second diamond in here is created automatically. So let's watch it.
If you're gonna create it,
here we go. It's little by little.
If you're gonna create it,
versus if let's delete it. To delete it, just tap on it, select it, and then hit delete.
If you're gonna create,
oops. And let's go back to opacity and let's watch it.
If you're gonna create it,
yeah, here we go.
If you're gonna create it or want to become one.
You can also change other settings of your captions. So whenever you see the diamond shape on the right hand side, that means that you can use keyframes for that. So what I love doing is I actually like changing the size of the caption. So let's say I want the caption to zoom in and zoom out. So let's say for the first one, I'm gonna go ahead and here I want it actually to be the biggest, and I'm gonna pin the position. I'm gonna select the keyframe, and then I want to go to beginning of the caption right here, and then I'm gonna decrease the size. And when I'm gonna play it, again, the second keyframe is created automatically. The first one, you have to select it physically, you have to tap on it, and whenever you change the setting, when you go to the beginning or to the end or a couple of frames further, the second keyframe will be created automatically, so you don't have to do anything. You just need to change whatever settings you want. And then let's play it.
You're gonna create it.
Yeah, and so it goes. So it goes from small to big. Okay, let's reset it. One super important thing that I want to quickly talk about is the positioning of your text, of the emojis and the pop-ups that we actually will be covering in the upcoming video. Because when you upload your videos to TikTok, Instagram and YouTube Shorts, there will be text on the bottom or on the right depending on the platform, or there will be icons on the right hand side, and your captions or your emojis will be blocked by them. So that means just try to stay away from these red areas when you upload your videos to a particular social media. Let's go back and have a look at some other tabs and settings available. So if we click on bubble, there's a bunch of presets for bubbles and the text presets that are, some of them are super cool looking, like maybe this one, the list, there's some news reporter, text preset. Where is another one that I really like actually? The Spotify player right here. Okay, let's undo that. The next tab is the effects tab, and I love using it for pretty much all of my videos because I find that they have already so many cool looking options. I personally love using the blue one, this one, and the yellow ones. This looks like, as I mentioned, the Quentin Tarantino one, and the yellow glowing like this. But I personally prefer to use these fonts presets with all caps fonts, and I downloaded for free from the websites I showed you previously. Now let's have a look at one of my other favorite features of CapCut, which is animation. I feel like I keep saying my favorite one, but in reality, all of them are really my favorite ones because I feel like CapCut has so many amazing features that are really gonna simplify your life if you edit, you know, talking head and other types of videos, because it's one of very few apps and programs that actually allow you to do that with presets versus doing it manually and spending hours doing that, which I used to do before. When you open animation tab, you'll see that there are 4 tabs inside, which is in, out, loop, and captions, which exactly what they sound like. And it's the in animation, so how the caption appears, out animation, how it disappears, loop means that it keeps animating the whole time that it's on the screen, and the captions, which is my favorite, which animates the words exactly how you pronounce them. So have a look at this. This is my favorite. Let's actually better demonstrate it on all of the captions. So I'm going to select all of them and click on the border pop-up. So let's play it again. Oops. So see how it highlights word by word whenever I pronounce that word? Versus if you compare it to the in animation. So let's select, let's say, type. You see that the words are appearing word by word, but it's not tied to my pronunciation of the word, so they appear randomly. But what you can do here is you can actually increase or decrease the duration. So if you decrease the duration, they're gonna appear super fast. If you increase the duration to 0.7, they're gonna appear slower. I personally only use captions animation for my videos versus using in and out animation because I think in and out animations are a little bit more distracting because there's a lot of things going on. Even though captions, there's also a lot of action happening, but it corresponds to your speech. And I think this way it really keeps the viewer's attention on the screen and on the text. But again, this is just a personal preference. You don't have to do that. Another super cool feature that can spice up your videos and really make you stand out is tracking. And there's no other better way to explain it other than demonstrating. You can track it to your hand, you can track it to your face, and pretty much any other moving object. I find that it doesn't work too well with captions because captions normally take most of the screen and it just messes up the whole movement. It best works just with a single word or 2 words stacked on each other. So let's go ahead and add default text to better demonstrate you. And let's go ahead and type hi. And now let's go to tracking. And here, select motion tracking. I normally just leave everything at default, and then I'm just gonna select either the hand that I'm gonna track the movement to, or the part of the face, or the object, and I'm gonna press start. And here I'm just gonna stop it because the word is pretty short, and let's play it.
Hi, my name is Kate, and I've been a content creator for almost 3.
I don't know about you, but I think it looks super cool. Let's move on to the next tab and next feature, which is text-to-speech. I think it's a very handy feature for those who don't want to speak in the videos or who don't speak the language too well or too shy. For that, just select your captions or your text and tap on the voice that you want to use. There are so many options in here. Let's go ahead with energetic female and let's start reading. Okay, here we go. And because I'm speaking in the original video, I'm actually going to mute the clip. And in here, I see that the audios are overlapping a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna increase the speed of all of this tracks. So maybe like this. Okay, let's test it.
If you're a kind of creator or want to become one, you need to be careful. Let me explain. Hi, my name is Kate, and I've been a content creator.
Obviously, you can also decrease the speed and just move your tracks a little bit.
If you're a kind of creator or want to become one, you need to be careful.
I just noticed that actually the whole time it is a content creator, not the kind of creator. See, this is when you try to do batch editing and you forget something, and you go to your text and just content, and you just change it right here. So here we go. It actually makes more sense to use this feature with plain videos, not the videos of yourself already speaking like I do here, because, well, you already spend a lot of effort in showing yourself in the video and speaking and memorizing what you want to say. So what I would do myself, I would just use some B-roll videos of myself where I'm not speaking and I'm doing something, demonstrating something, and I just type out some of the text, and I use the text-to-speech feature to use it as a voiceover for these videos, like here.
Day in life of a girl who quit her 9-to-5 job.
Okay, let's get rid of it by using Command Z. Let's go back. We don't need any of this. And here you can also change the volume, the fade in and fade out, so it's not gonna start super loud. You can reduce the noise, or you can also transform this voice to this song, like hip hop or reggae or jazz. Let's go back to our captions and the last but not the least tab, and the feature is AI presenter. So let's get rid of the thing that we just created because we don't need it. And I'm gonna select these captions. Let's just select a couple of them. Go to AI presenter, and I'm gonna select this lady. I like her, and I'm gonna add, and I'm just gonna let it do its job. Looks like it's ready, so let's have a look.
If you see a creator or want to become one,
I think it looks really good, and it will work the best if you're showing something on the background. Let's say you're talking about the video, you're commenting on the video, or you're showing an article in the background, and you just you don't want to be showing just a plain video or an article with a voice. You want to, bring a human factor into it, so it will look really well. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below if you have any questions. Stay tuned for the upcoming videos showing you how to create captions like famous creators, how to put text and captions behind yourself, and much more. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss any upcoming tutorials. We'll see you in the next one.